Alright, we have returned for part 4 of the Nurburgring Chronicles. A very high-tech vehicle, mainly focusing on this one as the pit car, because, well, we'll never get to actually use it in the series. We never got to use any of the LMP ones because they're just so much faster than anything else in the game. Maybe I tried squeezing them into this one, but they were just so much faster, they're just pointless. So I guess we'll do the good old run down the starting grid thing. Going from one sort of signature to another, we have Byrne driving his Lamborghini Supercar. Gearhead, who's also driven this car once, is driving the Audi Quattro rally car. Twin mill in a Porsche 911 RS. Ryan Storm is driving a new vehicle for the series, an Audi TT, or Tourist Trophy. Basically, touring car. Alex in another Ferrari, now it's the 458. Raceman, who hasn't been in the series much lately. He's driving the Scuderia P45 competition, which for some reason has a license plate, but it's clearly meant for racing. We have that in his, he's already used this once, the Lotus 211 GT4. Vert in the Porsche Cayman GT4. Here we have Sonic in the Corvette Stingray. He's not going to get many results here because this vehicle's a little underpowered for this class, but the main point of this actually comes from his rivalry with Shadow, who's also driving a Corvette Stingray. 16 Angels takes over the helm for the GT40, but with much less effectiveness now. Danny is back in this Maserati GT4. And then lastly, all three of the Powerpuff Girls are driving these McLaren 570Ss. Based on the starting spot, I'm 99% sure that Byrne will win the race, unless he pulls what happened last round as far as all kinds of failures in the final S-curve of the track. I don't really know about Gearhead though. This car's got good handling and really good acceleration, being a rally car, but top speed's not going to get him very far down the long straight. Same thing with Ryan. A little bit less acceleration, slightly higher top speed, but has probably at least second or third highest handling here. Twin Mills right down the middle. Alex probably a little more biased towards top speed. Lacks a little bit of handling compared to the cars ahead, but he should have better power. Raceman's car I think probably has the highest handling, or best handling here. By far, as you can see. Even far surpassing that of Alex's car, as he just destroys him for that section. But once again, top speed not much better than that of Gearhead or Ryan Storm. That's in the same boat. Alright, that. Don't know if that was necessary. And Vert's another car that's sort of on the, it's a handling car, but it has a little bit of power to it at least. Jeez, by noises in the house. The thing here is the Corvette's slow. but it's kind of blocking off the ones behind him from getting into the fight, because, believe me, the McLarens have the highest horsepower here, when they don't stuff it in the back end of Corvettes. The handling on them isn't terrible either, so I guess maybe the starting grid knew what it was doing by putting the girls near the back. And no, it isn't bias giving them the best cars, it's just a matter of this is like the only car in the category that comes in red, blue, and green. And they'll eventually get around Sonic and get on the straightaway. Ironically, Sonic does not have that much top speed. Not anymore. The Corvette used to be good at that. In part 3. Not here. However, Blossom's already kind of trashed her car. I guess he ran into him at some point. Or she. He? Really me? Come on now. Getting restless up there. Restless? Oh my god. Restless up there. You're being followed by the handling cars. The handling cars, well, and Twin Mill, rather. It's like the odd one out here because he has a lot of power. But that wing is the only thing keeping him viable here. Byrne is quite far ahead. And I would definitely say he's confirmed the race too, because the Lamborghini has probably the second highest amount of speed behind the McLarens, and given where they are, they're not going to pose much of a threat to him. Danny's gotten around bubbles at some point. Not that it'll last too long, because just like the other GT4 cars, great handling, but aerodynamics slows them down, so while the regular Maserati Gran Turismo might be really good in a straight line compared to some of these cars, not this one, not this particular version of it. Shiloh is kind of keeping up, but I think, no, he's not. He's out of here. I know Blossom has like an off yellow, a bit of suspension damage, and that's it, but that could be a big difference. Also, Ryan Storm has cleared Gearhead and almost got up to Byrne. That's the handling this car has for you. Raceman actually has still superior top speed to him, even though I didn't think this car had much more. I think this thing might crack like 160. Yeah, that's... oh no, there's no big gear, so maybe it'll hit like 165, 170 by the end of the straight. That's it. All that it is good for. Meanwhile, Ryan's car won't even crack 160. Gearhead's at 165 pretty quickly, but it doesn't get any higher. And Twin Mill's probably hitting 180 almost. I didn't even fathom what Byrne was hitting down the straight. Better handling actually kind of means some of these cars might have an easier time making the corner than usual. Some of them, anyway. And everyone just shuffled right around them, except for Buttercup apparently was slacking, so she's effectively out of the race, because she had to spend another lap behind Sonic. In the inferior machinery that he drives. Where in the well is Shadow? Oh, I just can see his dot on the radar. Raceman will now challenge Byrne for the lead. Ryan Storm just there in tow still. So we got a fight over it, but I still think Byrne is unchallenged because of how much horsepower this car has. Even if Raceman can do this, not Racecam. Vert going for 5th. He gets that finished pretty easily, it seems. The girls are on their way to try and catch the leaders. Or at least the leaders, the pack of the leaders, not the leaders themselves. I don't think they'll get to burn, even if their cars are as good as they claim they are. Let's put it this way. That's the first time I've seen anybody have to brake through that section, either because the handling isn't good enough or because the car is too fast. Oh, Raceman just straight up passed him. I didn't even... Crap. Also, you may have noticed, this race is 3 laps, because I figure these cars are pretty fast now. So maybe we could squeeze a little more out of it. These episodes are kind of long, so I think I've kind of shot myself in the foot here. And I may have to, the next round's only 2 laps, though. But I think I might actually have to go back on that, because I ran out of time in the last episode, although I had like 2 more sentences to say. And the only thing I was going to say is, I just think the cars are going to get faster, but they also get safer to drive, I guess. These cars are built to handle the speeds they reach. The other ones, like the SLS and such, aren't so well equipped. Well equipped. English. I can't. The rare occurrence, though, the time is actually on the girls' side, as rare as that is. They still have what's effectively 11 more minutes of racing to get up to at least, like, 5th place, which would be getting around Vert. At the head of this train, never mind, Twin Mill is at the head of the train in 4th, so... Plus, it has very subtle suspension damage. You can see she's going to hold her wheels to the left a little. She's pulling an Alex, if you will. You know, it's funny, going uphill at speed is exactly what this Audi is designed for, and yet Gearhead just lost a ton of time doing so. It seems kind of ironic to me, don't you think? I don't think that's quite the line you wanted, Storm. Okay, so perhaps I sorely underestimated the amount of handling this thing has. This is apparently the new crossbow. Except it actually still has some power over other cars. Ryan Storm, I guess, would be the crossbow, but he just doesn't have even as much handling as Ryan Man does, as Raceman does. Names are apparently difficult today. I don't know how much the gap is coming down, really. It was apparently 7.5 seconds between that and Blossom at the beginning of the lap. These two are battling each other, no less, so that should also be helping them get closer, and yet I don't really feel like they're getting that much closer. If they're even getting closer at all. Straightaway is the main thing bailing the girls out here. Oh, Ryan's also past Vern. I'm missing stuff. I'm terrible at this, apparently. Vern's also gotten Twin Mill, Battle of the Porsches here. Battle of Germany as well, if you put Gearhead in there, but I don't, because he's pretty far away from him. Imagine too, Bubbles could be closing faster if Blossom weren't in her way, because Bubbles doesn't have a bit of damage. Well, she has a bit, but it's not suspension, so it doesn't do that much. Raceman is right on the edge there. Burn is not even close enough to reclaim his second place. Burt wasn't far away either from the beginning of the straight. This is exactly where the distance between that and the girls will come down drastically. That's stuck at 160, not even 160, that's 150. And the girls are cracking 180 with ease. Bubbles is getting even faster. She might be hitting 190 here. Pretty close. Blossom decides to elect to let her just deal with, just let her do it. Probably smart. Almost like team orders from like real motorsports, but that doesn't really exist in AI racing. Yeah, that just absolutely ate it there. It's not down by much, to say the least. So maybe I've been overestimating these cars. Thought the 570s were really good. Maybe Bubbles will close in a lot better now. She's got less damage. Buttercup is, well, she's closer, but she isn't even with 16 Angels right now. The Ford GT40, which I didn't think would do much of anything, is still remaining at least a little bit relevant. Granted, it was possibly the best car in the last category, so it makes sense they can cross over here. Raceman is in the next dimension, by the way. He's in Universe 3. He's in Battle Force 5 right now. He's that far ahead. It's excess of 30 seconds between him and Storm right now. I say that because I imagine it's probably a bigger gap. And Burton actually ran a slower lap before. I guess probably because he had to battle with Raceman and then Ryan. Bert's catching him as well, and that I did not see coming at all. I may just grind this series out. I have a lot of free time. It is a Sunday after all. May grind this series out, at least get to episode 5 or 6. This one so far has been a bit of a dud. Maybe I'm unfairly comparing it to the last act, which was like the craziest thing in the entire series' history. But this hasn't been a total thriller as of yet. Granted, the first round of the last championship wasn't so great either. And then round 2 was what it was, so maybe just maybe it's the fact that it's the endurance track that changes stuff. I think Bubbles is actually closing and is also dragging Blossom with. And now I just have a humorous vision of like kind of the like the needy little child just dragging her mom through the mall, but instead it's Bubbles dragging Blossom around. It's like, come on, you gotta go see this. It's like Candace from Phineas and Ferb. You guys are so on edge there, apparently. Vert's moment to now attempt to duel Burn. Very mismatched cars, might I add. To be honest, if I'd expected anybody to be challenging for Burn for third, it would have been Twin Mill. This car is a bit more of a complete package, but I guess I'm just sleeping on what this car is capable of in a straight or something. As long of a straight as this is, you can't really use this to judge because it's uphill. I mean, you can, but it's not as effective as the longer straight. If anything, I guess it's more of a test of, like, overall vehicle. Because it requires a bit of handling to keep going at maximum speed. Requires a bit of, like, a lot of horsepower to climb the hill as fast as possible. And the more top speed you can get out of your car during that time span, the closer you get to your opponents. No, the girls are not getting closer even to that. And I honestly doubt that Buttercup is getting much closer to 16 Angels either at that. Well, actually no, she's closing in pretty fast, but unfortunately that's really all for nothing. The only way all three score is if someone near the front here totally stuffs it, and the AI seem to have learned how to drive again, so I doubt it. My god, Raceman's about to enter the darn straightaway. And Ryan Storm is still back here. This might just be the most dominant race in Universe Zero history. And I feel like kind of an idiot because I didn't notice how ridiculous the P45 was. My god, the difference between the two is literally the entire straightaway. And Vert has mugged Burn? I am just god-awful with names today, apparently. Now, Burn will close a lot on Vert around here, but I don't know. I don't think it's enough. Margin of victory, 41.8 seconds. Oh my god. No, it wasn't enough. It didn't help too that what action did happen on the track I totally just completely missed as well. I missed Ryan and Raceman both passing Burn. I missed Vert passing him. I missed Vert passing Twin Mill. Vert couldn't even manage to reach Angels at the end of the race. Two Corvettes actually end up finishing pretty much on top of each other by happenstance. God, Raceman was running sub 7 laps. That's ridiculous. Alright, well, I think we already know the results of this, but we'll just go into round 2 anyway. I've been aware too that my time loop bubbles have been slowing down dramatically. Well, at one point that was because I didn't know if you were still watching. But you are, and just that spam is eating your commentary. Which is annoying because I would have liked to have seen your thoughts on the crash that happened in 34. And 35 with its interesting, very interesting randomly generated patterns. The reason is just because I've been doing these series, and once this or network error comes to an end, time loop will probably speed up a lot again. Anyway, on to part 2. So logically we're about 20 to 25 minutes into the episode, probably 25, maybe even close to 28, 29. Let's get our starting grid here. Buttercup gets a shot at redemption. Raceman, however, is not suppressed at all by the starting grid. Can probably jump Vert off the line. Bubbles will put up a fight, assuming she doesn't damage the car. Shadow will not, and I don't really think Sonic will either. So that's like 3 easy positions for him. I don't really know about how well Twin Mill can block them off, and I don't really know how well the McLarens can do anything about it. And I know Danny can't really attack off the line either, so... My prediction? I think we're looking at our first 30 score here. I have an ace, however. Even though it's his own invention, I may end up snapping Raceman here if he gets way too far ahead by the end of the first lap. Conveniently, the design of this track makes it very easy to do that, and determine if I have to. Yep, you already got Vert, already going for Sonic, or Shadow. Sonic is next. Or you can't get Shadow. Alright, well, Raceman's so far breaking even, shockingly, to be honest. Blossom's already gotten clear of Danny. With Raceman, and Blossom will get around Vert pretty easily. Apparently his car suffers in the GP layout. Raceman on the inside of Shadow. That actually forces him off his line, so Blossom tries and succeeds in getting around him as well. Blossom is currently employing the tactic of just following Raceman through the field. It usually works pretty well when a car is this good. And rather, when their cars are this good. Buttercup is pulling a gap. Twin Mill and Alex in close chase. Alex apparently has been rear-ended by someone. The thing is, there we go. It's not saying that they have, but trust me, someone, most likely Bubbles, has definitely hit him. Since it didn't really do anything, I don't really think it was worth going back to the replay. Especially considering I don't really know if we have enough time for the race in this episode. In one go, anyway. Depending on where you're caught, Blossom getting a little aggressive. She had a long drawn-out thought about it, but decided not. Byrne has been absolutely screwed by the starting grid. He clearly had one of the dull AIs in the last round. I think Alex might have too, because now he's holding on to third pretty well. Even with Bubbles here. And what I would almost definitely say is the superior car. Of course, Factor 2. It is Alex, but the girls, especially Buttercup, have not been lacking in any way in this series. She won the last part, and she's winning this race, but can't win the championship unless Raceman doesn't score. And even then, it'll just be a tie, so all Raceman really has to do... Actually, no. It's just a matter if he can't lose to a Powerpuff Girl. None of them have scored enough. Bubbles is the only one who is sitting in 4th that could potentially do it. This man thinks about attacking Sonic, but through here, that's just suicidal. Better to wait. This man thinking long and hard about the best opportunity to make this work, which is probably smart. He's got plenty of time, and he's got plenty of car as well. This round has a very clear anarchy so far. Ugh. The thing is, Blossom is probably really liking this too, because the longer Sonic holds off Raceman, the more higher odds she has of just destroying him down the straight. This car's got speed, but not that much. Not compared to this McLaren, which hits 185 almost. So while Alex and Twin Mill may be grasping at straws here, managing to stay vaguely with her, I don't think it'll matter by the end of the lap. Buttercup will be absolutely gone once we pass the Audi gantry. And Bubbles will be there also to challenge and convenience them as well. This man going for Sonic here. Does get it and manages to somehow keep hold of that car. I don't know how he didn't lose it. I guess other than the obvious answer of being he is an AI. So now it's actually really hurting Blossom the longer she is behind Sonic. We have the long stretch here, plus we have this section. She's a daredevil, which she clearly is actually. I thought she wasn't gonna do it, but then she was like, oh yeah, this is an opportunity. So that's big, because she cleared Sonic with very little problems. Now she needs to just keep relying on Raceman getting held up by people. And trust me, the 4 cars ahead of him, they will definitely put up a fight over it. Burns having a terrible day at the office. He really needs that straightaway to come sooner rather than later. Because I think once he gets to that straightaway, he might gain at least 3 places, if not more. He could get all 6 down the straightaway. His car just has that much speed, and none of these cars have much of it. The fastest of which actually would be Shadow. Irrelevant though, depending on how many people get around him here. He's already let that slip through his gloved fingers. He's still keeping everyone from 10th on down right on his tailpipe though. All 4 of them. Now, Bubbles did not defend from Raceman too well. Alex is just helpless. That's so... Why did I let that happen? Oh my god. The thing now is, with where he is, if I try to snap him, it's not gonna get me anywhere. Main reason being, I'll end up hitting somebody else. Because he won't actually be clear of Buttercup, I don't think. Because she's gonna get him down the straight no matter what. Especially now, with Twin Mill where he is. Keeping him on a ball and chain through the part where he would be absolutely superior. And then, I think he might be about even with Twin Mill, but Buttercup's just gonna walk away from these two. And anybody else involved, for that matter. Same goes for Bubbles. I think she will barely, not by much, but she will get around Alex by the end of the straight. If she's at or near this distance in like 4 corners from now. I think the best way to guarantee that I do anything to Raceman, I have to actually follow him around the track. At least long enough to where he can either get around Twin Mill. Twin Mill is also considerably faster than Raceman in a straight line. So there is that. Twin Mill will gain some distance. I have to decide quickly if I'm going to do it or not, though. And Bubbles has now cleared Alex. And Alex's car isn't exactly slouchy neither. That was Burn feeling. Oh, he's getting blocked. He's not gonna get anywhere. I have to do it now, actually. One for sure, assuming I can keep the thing under me, there aren't much better cars for attacking him than this. Only fear is how well am I going to avoid collecting, say, Alex or Bubbles in here. Round 2! Let's see what that's done to him. He is backwards. He may actually try to return, though. He did. No, he didn't. Now we'll finish you. This thing is fast, by the way. Oh my god, I'm dead. Oh my god. What's that mean to his car? Oh! I felt that. Oh my god. Your own creation, race, man. You built this. You built it in case Carbon got too powerful. But now it's the Karma Chameleon against your own really cheater car. Oh, I think... Did I catch Buttercup in that somehow? Oh, I did, didn't I? Something did. Oh, she pulled a part 3. She threw it all away. And Twin Mill got right back up, because now she's got a lot of damage, I bet. Look at her wheel usage. Oh yeah, she's got a lot of right side suspension damage. You can see this in the mirror too, from her perspective of what I do to Raceman. Boom! Sure you can. Boom! Round 2. Just give it a few moments, and somewhere around like 2:30 or 2:20 actually. Boom! Nice barrel roll. To be continued. Oh! I'm not positive, but I think I got. Oh, Bubbles also got a lot of damage from some. Maybe she did. Did they all mess it up? Girls, please. You were the only ones capable of not screwing it up before. Why are you like this now? Boom. And we'll see you later. And here's an image of Bubbles messing it up, almost getting into Raceman for me. So I think with that said, Twinmill might win the race. Just by way of driving normally. Buttercup has less damage though. But still, any amount of suspension damage in this game is absolutely dreadful. Alex has a 2, I think. God, Blossom's damage thing. Oh yeah, oh god, Alex's car is trash. He must have really missed it here. Oh no. Ooh. My god, people. Race cam, please. There's the deleted race man. I don't know how. Don't even tell me these guys made it through this corner right, though. Oh god, Sonic is out of here. Sonic made it well enough. No, he didn't. Danny did. Shockingly, of all people to make it correctly. Oh my god, 1680s went for like a spiral arrow there. He manages to not actually destroy anyone, though. He gets into Ryan, but he doesn't actually really do much to him damage-wise. Probably like yellow there? Yeah, yellow damage. So Bubbles' car is also not too bad. Twinmill's vehicle is in perfect condition. However, the McLarens are better cars, so it kind of comes down to that. What's even worse, though, is now I know they're going to hit the wall again, and they're going to get more damage. Alex is totally dead, by the way. That is way too much damage to even score points. Sonic also has damage. That made the corner fine. I know that for a fact. So that is the dark horse in this round. Just simply because he kept his car off the wall. There's Danny with his damage, which is... What? I saw him! He screwed it up! How does he have no damage? That has yellow, but that's because he probably bumped somebody. Burn is also in this group. Oh my god, Alex, you poor thing. Why are you still on the track, dude? Oh god, oh no, I just realized. How was Alex going to do that? I don't think the girls want to be flying right now, but I also don't think they have a choice. Boston is now with the... Buttercup is the least damage. Why is she the one having all these problems? In comparison to her sisters, at least. Sonic's car is also pretty bad. But because this vehicle has less power, it's a little bit of an easier experience trying to nurse it around. Both Alex's damage, though, I'm really concerned for that. Sonic manages. Alex remains 6th for the moment. Will that try anything? No, he will wait. He will not, he will wait. Alex wisely, carefully makes it through these corners. Burn and Danny still mixing it up even at 90. Burn trying for the Hail Mary, throw it around. He gets part of that. He gets that. And then he easily clears Alex. Now able to floor it, he will make his way into 6th place. This pristine automobile, he may even be able to chase down Sonic and even Buttercup. Blossom has since passed her sister again. Her other sister, rather. Bubbles continues to chase Twin Mill. And again, I have to reinstate, the girls still have a top speed advantage. Even with the suspension damage, I think they have enough power to overrule Twin Mill. However, I don't think it's this big of an advantage, though. Not enough to really bridge this gap, and especially if Bubbles decides she's going to miss the S's again at the end of the lap. Sonic, you'd better run. That's all I can say. Skin Angels, and that's still stuck on Alex. Angels gets his way through and around Alex, but that's still waiting. Is that trying to, like, ensure Alex's safety or something? You've missed Gearhead get through there. We still have this group now. Bert, Shadow, and Storm are the last to clear the area. Bert takes the outside. Alex actually heads him off. So this would have been, that's perfect opportunity to leave. And he will finally take it. Like 2 minutes off schedule. Twin Mill is a speck in the distance for Bubbles. This car isn't pristine. I tell a lie. However, in comparison to the 4 vehicles that are nearest to him, basically Sonic and the Powerpuff Girls, yeah, his car should still be faster, theoretically, just because he doesn't have any damage. This will be interesting to watch. Oh, look at the little shifter, too. That's actually not uncommon, but... I think F1 cars have that, too. You see, it doesn't look so impressive until you realize the car isn't even going straight. Look at the little RPM meter there. It's like, it's even in their colors. Green, blue, and red. The order is wrong, but... I don't know why there's a button that changes the camera view, but you can't change it back. Alex has finally been deposited to last with his obscene amount of damage. What's he driving like here? Oh my god, he's making a corner while turning the wheel straight. Once again, Alex shows his absolutely unbeatable determination. At this point, I don't think he's racing for anything. He just wants the pride of saying he delivered this thing back to the pit yard. Because looking at what he's doing here, that's gotta be its own achievement. A massive 77 through a corner you can normally take at about 110. I hope Twin Mill is losing Bubbles here. Oh yeah. That's a huge distance. That's like 7 seconds right there. And there's no way that Bubbles' McLaren, regardless of how much higher top speed it might have, is getting anywhere near that. Now the real, but soon comes the real moment of truth. With their damage, can the girls stay off the wall? Sonic has finally been caught by Burn. Sonic has also caught Buttercup. What is wrong with Buttercup here? Dane, show me the damage. God, look at that mirror. Oh my god, I'd be terrified. You have a Lamborghini, a Corvette, a Maserati, and an old Audi behind you. Apparently that yellow is a very bright yellow. Because there's no reason she'd have to have her wheel that far over. See how Bubbles has it here. Almost straight away. Twin Mill nearly misses, but he will keep his car under sufficient control. And with that, this absolute bombshell shall win this race. Bubbles is having a bad day. That's more damage, but does survive. Buttercup, I don't think would be so lucky. Blossom, I think, might have the same problem. Still eating almost 290 kilometers down the straight with damage to her car. Still survives. Burn is out of here. She doesn't seem like she has her wheel much more to the left than Bubbles or Blossom did. What's funny, she'll now be taking the left-hand turn with her wheel straight. She's also, notably, still outrunning the cars back there. 16 Angels got in this? Oh my god, what the heck? Uh-oh. Oh. Burn actually messes himself up. Oh god! Oh god! Here we go again, .png. So Buttercup masterfully keeps the car under control, despite the obscene damage to her main in 5th. Other cars, not so lucky. Let's get a good look at Twin Mill. Wait, that's not Twin Mill on that GT40. Angels. of the 16 variety. Yeah, he caught all of this group just because they were stuck behind Buttercup. This is just the conga line, and then just everyone synchronously moves to the right to get around Danny. Angels destroys that, stuck behind Gearhead and Sonic though. Gearhead has the top speed on Danny, no less. Sonic almost moves to cover, gets past. 16 Angels gets Danny. Only one the 16 Angels cannot get is Gearhead. And now we approach the important turn. Also get a view of Burns' mess up here, although it's probably the exact same way the girls did it. He almost stayed out of the grass, but you can't brake while turning, and boom! I'm almost on his side from that. Gearhead makes the corner perfectly fine, but Angels doesn't. Gets absolutely smacked by Gearhead afterwards, and Sonic, for a good measure, piles in there as well with all of his damage. He didn't have much steering left. Narrowly avoids Danny, but ends up clipping Gearhead, and now we're stuck, folks. And poor that, man. Just nothing went okay for him in this race. Drag race, I don't know with who. Oh, 16 Angels will mug him of 7th. We still have poor. Oh, I just have to wait for Alex. Ah! Sonic will meander across the line for still scoring with all that damage. Ryan still couldn't get anything done. Shadow will be next to cross, and now we just have to wait for good old Alex to eventually reach the line. I don't know if we would make it before the episode's over. An hour time limit, so. I wonder what speed he's doing. Probably should get out of Cockatoo and figure that out. He must have been hitting close to 170 still. By the end of the straight. Can he keep the car off of the wall? Of course he can, it's Alex. Not going very fast by any stretch, but Alex, ladies and gentlemen, survives the fatal trip, which should have been for any lesser driver. Very not great lap times, I imagine, but another demonstration of infinite durability from Mr. A. And Twin Mill, only due to